From whom and how did it become independent? Argentina gained independence from Spain through a revolutionary process that began with the May Revolution in 1810 and culminated with the Declaration of Independence on July 9 of 1816. The independence movement starts with the May Revolution in 1810. This event marked the beginning of the independence with the establishment of the first government junta in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Then it was the War of Independence. It started on May 25 of 1810. The United Provinces of Rio de la Plata faced key battles such as those at San Lorenzo, Tucumán, and Salta to consolidate their sovereignty. At the final, the Congress of Tucumán officially declared the independence of Argentina on July 9 of 1816, breaking political ties with Spain.
Relationship with neighboring countries and territorial delimitation. As we can see in this map, Argentina shares borders with Chile to the west, Bolivia and Paraguay to the north, Brazil to the northeast, and Uruguay to the east. But in the past, these borders were not clear. Argentina had many problems with its neighbors and also many problems inside the country. In the 19th century, Argentina needed to decide where its territory ended. Sometimes this was difficult. There were wars, discussions, and later treaties to fix the problems. The border between Argentina and Chile followed the Andes Mountains. They use an idea called the Votum Aquarium, which means the land is divided depending on the direction of water. There were problems about Patagonia, but the Treaty of 1881 helped to fix the border. With Bolivia, Argentina had old connections because both countries were part of the same colony before. There were problems about the Chaco region, but later they made agreements to solve the problems. With Paraguay, the relationship was peaceful at first, but later there was the War of the Triple Alliance. In this war, Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay fought against Paraguay, and after the war, Argentina took some lands that both countries wanted. With Brazil, there was a rivalry. Both wanted to control some areas like Misiones. There were problems, but later they signed treaties to decide the border. With Uruguay, the relationship was very close. Uruguay was part of a war between Argentina and Brazil called the Cisplanin War. And after this war, Uruguay became independent in 1828. The border between Argentina and Uruguay was made using rivers like the Rio de la Plata and the Uruguay River.
The liberal thought that prevailed during the 19th century in Argentina was mostly influenced by different European thinkers such as Rousseau, Locke, and Montesquieu, and they promote freedom and human rights. And in other part, we have Argentina key figures like Manuel Belgrano, who created the national flag in 1812, and he also supported the idea of independence and education, and Bernardino Rivadavia, a leader of the May Revolution who advocated for liberal reforms, centralization, and modernization. And the Reglamento of 1811 that set basic governmental norms post-revolution. And the Constitution of 1819, unitary nature, sparked conflicts due to its centralism. And the Constitution of 1853, which established a definitive republican, representative, and federal system. During the 19th century, Argentina passed through a key institutional development that shaped its modern federal republic. And after the collapse of the central authority in 1820, provinces formed their own legislatures. Some national unit efforts include the Congress of Tucumán in 1816, and the Federal Pact in 1831, and the Constitution of 1853. Battles like Cepeda in 1859 and Pavón in 1861 helped to consolidate the political unification under leaders such as Bartolomé Mitre. And in the other hand, we have the educational institutions reforms that include the founding of the University of Buenos Aires in 1821, the use of the Lancasterian method, and the Society of Beneficencia in 1823, the Normal School of Paraná in 1870, and the National Council of Education in 1881, which standardized primary education. The military and local governance institutions involve a reflecting tension between local autonomy and central authority, as well as ongoing debates on republicanism, citizenship, and national identity.
First, I'm going to talk about the formation of the nation state. After the independence, Argentina did not immediately form a strong, centralized state. Actually, there were a lot of pro-state structures inherited from the colonial period, such as local councils and militias, that were often competing with the central authorities. In Argentina, Buenos Aires held financial and military dominance, which allowed it to eventually consolidate power over the other provinces. Now, the Creole nationalism. Argentine nationalism did not begin as a close, exclusive identity, but rather as a part of a broader vision of a unified Latin America called Patria Grande. However, the commercial interest of Buenos Aires elite drove it to a fragmentation instead. Thus, 19th century nationalism in Argentina was paradoxical It celebrated the Criollo identity while rejecting the continental unity and replicating European models culturally and economically. Now, regarding citizenship, the liberal Enlightenment ideas emphasize the social contract and the free, equal citizen. However, in practice, this citizenship was limited, excluding women, indigenous people, and also the working class. Later on, the rise of the positivist thought introduced elitist and realized views of order and progress, which reinforced the inclusion through laws and institutional policies. And finally, the Argentine nationalism was also constructed through symbolic and cultural tools. Patriotic holidays, national heroes, and especially public education helped build a unified civic identity. The press and historical narratives played a key role in the inventing of the nation. This will be it for our presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your attention. Bye!